Well, we have one of my favorite guys, the guy with really a deep soul who delights me every time I see him. We've got Edwin Pius here, and we're going to do a little interview because we've had a very interesting 2 weeks here so far, almost 3 weeks. And so first, let us just tell us your name, the school you go to, and what grade you are, and the fact that you just had a birthday.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm Edwin Pius Mulindwa. I'm in senior 3. I've been in senior 3, but I've graduated to senior 4 now.
At what school?
And I studied from Lower High School
Mm-hmm.
in Waxhaw District.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, we talked about, you told me that you had 10 subjects that you studied. 2 are optional and 8 are required.
Yeah.
Right? Including Christian religious education?
Education. Yeah.
Okay. But I asked you what subject you did that got your best mark in?
Yeah.
And you said history. And I said, okay, what history? And you said East African history and South African history, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we started talking about South African history. So tell the camera a little bit about South African history.
South Africa history, what I know all about it, it's there were many Africans in Africa, but then there were some like the Europeans who came in, called the Boers. Another name for the Boers, they are the Dutch people. So they came in that country, and when they came in, they started mistreating those people. They found they are the Africans. So they mistreated them in this way. They didn't allow them to worship their God as they wanted. They introduced many things. They made them slaves. They gave them little pay. They mistreated them. They didn't allow them. They didn't have freedom of worship. They didn't have freedom of movement. So they mistreated them in many ways. But then God brought in the British people who came to save these people who were suffering, the Africans who were suffering because of the Boers. So when they came in, they introduced other new reforms. The new reforms, they were against the Boers. The Boers' actions, the doings. For the British, when they came in, they allowed the Africans to worship their God. They gave them freedom of movement, freedom. The ones who were made slaves, they were released. They brought a certain court called the Black Statute Court, where the Africans reported their masters who refused to pay them, who mistreated them. So they did very many things, and when the Boers saw that, they decided to migrate, to trek to the interior of Africa to live the British and the Africans of South Africa in their country.
And they formed what we call the Orange Free State.
Yeah.
Right. And so even today, I've been to South Africa. Mm-hmm. So they have 2 official European languages, English, and do you know what's the other one called? It's not called. It's like Dutch, but it's not called Dutch. What's it called? What's the other European language besides English? Do you remember?
Besides English?
It's called Afrikaans. Afrikaans.
Africans?
Afrikaans.
It's a language?
It's a language. It's very much like Dutch. Not exactly, but it's quite a bit like Dutch. And then I seem to recall that there are 12 official tribal languages in South Africa and like 200 unofficial tribal languages. So it's a very complex place. Now, you also told me on the other side that the one subject that you had struggled with was your chemistry. Mm-hmm. But that's because you lost some time in school.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about that? What happened?
Yeah, This come by, I got some eye effects which I don't know where they came from. I started feeling as if there is a razor blade cutting the eye, and finally I was advised to go back home and seek for treatment. And I left school for some good, it was a week, 1 week and a half. There I went, we looked for some medicine. First, things didn't work out well in the first times, but then God brought someone who gave us some medicine, and I felt as if I was feeling better. Then when I felt better, I was taken back to school. I started studying again, but some 2 weeks passed. When my end of term examinations reached, again the eye, another eye got caught up by the disease. But God helped me, it just healed by itself, and then I remained with the allergies only. But I just thank the Lord because He stood there for me. The disease, there are some people who told me that it wouldn't heal. They told me that it was maybe just bewitches from my fellow students, but God made it for me. I came back to school, I studied. There's some work I missed, like my chemistry, as I've told you that it has given me some hard time. As you know, chemistry is complicated. If you've not been in class, it's difficult to learn out of class when you've not been in the class where the teacher has been teaching. So when I come back again, we were nearing the end of year examinations, so I wasn't able to consult my teacher. But I believe when I go back, and I promise I will consult my teacher and get to know all the more concept which he taught when I wasn't around.
Okay, so that was a deal that you made with me and a pledge to make to your sponsor, right? Because I said, the only thing the sponsor wants of any student is that they do their best.
Yeah.
And so when you miss some school, you have to go up there and say, Mr. Teacher, I missed some school because I had eye injury, and I want to do whatever extra that is necessary to get back, we say, back on track, right?
And I really thank God for you people and the prayer and your prayers you sent to me, because though all that happened, but God made for me something that I couldn't believe, and I was the best in the whole class.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thank the Lord, and I thank you for the prayers you sent for me in your absence.
Great. So let's turn to something more fun. When you're not in school, you like to play sports?
Mm-hmm. Even when I'm at school and back home, I love sports so much. I love football. So I play football. After my classes at school, I go in the field, have some training in football. Sometimes you have matches with outsiders, with outside people, the people who come in, we play with them. So I just love football in the field, and I always play either number 7 or number 9 or 10 or 11, but more so I play number 9. I strike, I'm the one responsible for scoring, and I'm pleased I do that work perfectly.
Perfectly,
Yeah.
wow. So what makes you perfect? What skill do you have that other people don't have? Are you faster? Are you smarter?
Yeah.
Do you push them out of the way? You practice
Yeah,
more?
the-
What's your secret?
There is some bit of struggling, but then the best thing I know of myself is that I'm speedy.
You're speedy, okay.
Yeah, that's one. And then I have the skill of dodging those people.
Oh, okay.
So I dodge them properly, I leave them, and I'm fast. If I dodge them, I rush fast to the goal. So when the keeper is trying, he's on pressure, I have just already seen where I'm going to place the ball, and I perfectly place the ball there, then I get the goal.
Now, have you always been good at dodging, or have you practiced that?
It's a talent because also my father was a footballer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a talent from blood.
Okay.
And I just feel it when I'm playing. It's just, it does, things work out themselves.
Now, are you someone who can rush the goal, and the goaltender is very worried, and he says, "Oh my gosh, Edwin Pius is coming at me," and then at the last minute, do you ever kick the ball to a teammate, to another person, and have them kick it in?
Sometimes there, as I've told you that there are struggles. It depends on the defense I've faced. You may find a strong defense that they also have someone, the defender, who can rush very fast. So if I find that one, I have to increase on my skill of dodging.
Mm-hmm.
So I will have to just dodge that one. Maybe if I'm having someone near me helping me, my teammate, I pass the ball to him. So we dodge this person, two of us, or like three of us. Then finally, one of us might get to score the goal.
Okay.
Yeah, because football is all about thinking, see where you can, it's all about planning, where can we get the goal from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, but it involves teamwork,
Yeah,
and so you have to pass the ball to a different person sometimes, and sometimes they pass it to you.
Yeah, but all of them, they play in order to pass it to me, because I'm the final man who is supposed to put it in a goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all righty. So would you like, oh no, let's talk about the things you got from your sponsor. I think you're wearing something,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, I thank my sponsors really so much. I'm pleased for this shirt I'm putting on now. It's really nice, even Papa's appreciated. And I just thank you people for all you've done for me. There is nothing I can give back to you. There's nothing I can pay back, but I just want to thank you really. It's really something difficult to sacrifice your money. It's difficult, like in Uganda here, it's too difficult to find someone, even if giving in 1,000 to someone, it's too difficult. But I just thank the Lord who gave you such nice hearts to think about me. I just thank you more especially Mama Sue and Papa Greg and the family, my fellow family in America. I really thank you for what you're doing for me. You've made my life, you've made me what I am, you are making my future bright. I really thank you, because if it wasn't you, I wouldn't have gone to school, because my parents are not commercially well. But I just thank you for everything you're doing in my life.
Okay, do you want to say anything to Papa Gary? Papa Gary?
Yeah. Even Papa Gary, I really thank him so much, because he has played a big role in my life and even my friends. Because when he comes, he takes care of us like his children. He takes care of us. He makes sure that each and everything is available. Make sure that our fees are paid in time. Make sure that we go to school in time, and I really appreciate him, because many students will reach school, we study for almost 2 weeks, and most of the students have not arrived at school, and it's because of the school fees. But I really thank you, Papa Gary, for each and everything you've done in my life since my childhood up to where I am now. I really thank you for everything you've done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Thank you.